Ever wondered why we believe? Long before we built cities or discovered science, our ancestors looked up at the vast, mysterious sky and asked a simple yet profound question. Why? Why does the sun rise and set? Why do we experience life and death? Why is there order in the universe, but also so much chaos? Religion was humanity's first grand attempt to answer these questions, our earliest way of making sense of an uncertain world. The very first glimmers of religion appeared among our prehistoric hunter-gatherer ancestors. These weren't organized faiths with grand temples and sacred texts. Instead, they were instinctive beliefs born from a deep connection with nature. This was the age of animism, the idea that spirits lived in everything: the animals they hunted, the trees that gave them shelter, the rivers that quenched their thirst, and the storms that terrified them. This worldview wasn't just superstition. It was a psychological tool. It helped early humans navigate a dangerous world, giving a sense of meaning and a feeling of connection to forces far beyond their control. Then came a massive shift in human history: agriculture. As people settled down, societies became more complex. We built permanent villages, created social hierarchies, and established rules. And as our societies changed, so did our beliefs. The gods became more structured, often tied to the rhythms of farming gods of fertility, rain, and the harvest. Rituals became central, creating a powerful sense of unity and shared identity. Priests and shamans emerged as respected leaders, acting as bridges between the human world and the divine. Religion was no longer just about personal meaning. It was now a cornerstone of social order, binding communities together. As civilizations blossomed in places like Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the Indus Valley, religious systems grew even more intricate. Polytheism, the belief in many gods, flourished. These pantheons were like mirrors reflecting our own complex psychology. There were gods of war, wisdom, love, and death, each governing a different part of human experience. Religion provided explanations for suffering. It justified the power of kings and pharaohs, and it reinforced moral codes. The fear of divine punishment and the hope for a blissful afterlife began to shape the human conscience, guiding our behavior and our sense of right and wrong. A revolutionary transformation came with the rise of ethical and monotheistic religions. In the ancient Middle East, Judaism introduced the radical idea of a single, all-powerful God who wasn't just a force of nature, but a moral being bound by a covenant with humanity. In India, Buddhism and Jainism turned the focus inward, teaching that liberation from suffering could be achieved through personal transformation and enlightenment. Later, Christianity and Islam would carry monotheism across the globe, weaving belief into the very fabric of law, identity, and universal ethics, creating entire civilizations based on faith. But as these powerful religions spread, they also fractured. Cultural differences, political ambitions, and disputes over interpretation led to the creation of countless sects and denominations. Religion became deeply intertwined with our identity, shaping nations, fueling conflicts, and forging powerful alliances. Faith had the incredible power to unify groups from within, but it also created sharp distinctions between us and them, a dynamic we still see playing out today. From a psychological perspective, the impact of religion on the human mind is immense. It provides a powerful antidote to existential anxiety, offering hope and comfort in the face of suffering and death. It creates shared moral frameworks that strengthen cooperation, encourage sacrifice, and build resilient communities. At the same time, when beliefs become rigid and dogmatic, they can stifle critical thinking and intensify social divisions. In the modern era, the rise of science offered new explanations for the natural world, directly challenging many traditional religious narratives. But religion didn't disappear. Instead, its role began to shift. For many, it moved from explaining how the world works to exploring why it matters, guiding our search for meaning, purpose, and ethical living. Today, religion continues to evolve, constantly interacting with science, psychology, and culture in fascinating new ways. In the end, religion is so much more than just a set of beliefs about the divine. It is a reflection of the human mind itself, a grand, evolving story of our deepest fears, our greatest hopes, our moral struggles, and our unending, timeless quest for meaning. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this journey through the history of belief interesting, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more explorations into what makes us human.